Hi, everyone. Hey, namaste. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm very happy to be your host for this. I think this must be week 5 of our 4 months together for these 16 weeks of just presenting truth in a way that the whole world has access to it. You don't have to be in a member area, and we can, share with whomever different aspects of the teaching of non-duality. A Course in Miracles could be someone, could be Krishnamurti, could be Jean Klein, could be any of the teachers that we I think are important, have made important uh, inroads or important presenters of truth. And last month we looked at what is awakening, and we had some great experiences there from the different presentations that were offered. And for many that I watched, that I, besides the one I shared in, which was the first one, I really heard and I saw the experience of what is awakening. I saw it as a witness being shared from the different beings, the different individuals that were on, and sharing what awakening is for them. And it felt and rang true for me that I could see. Jesus had a famous statement that way abused and misused, but it's true for this statement. By their fruits you will know them, and they will know themselves. That's an awakened being. That's one who is a little bit self-realized or a lot self-realized. And in my experience and my observation as a witness, the same as you, I'm witnessing that there are various gradual levels of awakeness that we find. It doesn't mean that, oh, well, I have more fruit than you have, and his basket's fuller, and his is rotten, or hers is. No, it's all the same awakeness. And yet there's a deeper clarity, there's a deeper resonance. And at first, when we begin the awakening experience, first we're just curious, then we're not sure. There's this teaching versus that teaching versus this teaching. And so we go on this road of discovery. And sometimes we spend decades and still don't find it. Sometimes people find it in the first year. They're still not quite there. I mean, uh, uh, I think sound or wisdom would say that you need at least a decade before you really know what you're, how to navigate the water of awakening, of awakeness, living in that experience. And, and then you develop understanding and confidence, and you have this visceral certainty to know that what you are experiencing is true. And it's not because you read about it or you agree with this teacher. You may not agree with this famous text, with this book. That's one way to know that you're you're really going deep in your understanding. If you can pick up a really high regarded text and you can go, I don't know if I agree with that. Like the Bible or the Course in Miracles or something Ramana said or something Rupert said or Francis. If you come to a place where you can say, I don't know if I agree with that, then you don't have an idol on the pedestal, and you're really on your own journey of awakening. And we have many that show up and evolve and in our different areas that we share from. that are very much awake on this path, that share from that place of awakeness, that I would say. And this week, I'm the first one that would bring this for the second topic, which is what is truth. And I guess I would say what is truth what is truth is can be answered different from just depending on who you ask. What is absolute truth and what is relative truth? Those are two different kinds of truth. So, what is truth for you? What is truth for me? Another famous thing that Jesus said, that I am the way, the truth, and the life. And he said some other words after that, but I am the truth. And that is a true statement. I I am the truth. And you could say that same statement. You could say, I am the truth, and it would be the same, it would have the same absolute meaning for you as it would have for anyone. Now, everyone doesn't know this. Everyone uh, can claim it, but not everyone would claim it or feels that they can claim it. But everyone can claim that they am the truth. You am the truth. I am the way, the truth, and the life. And where it says, no one comes to the Father but by me, in putting that into its proper meaning, no one comes to know the self. That's the Father. No one comes to know the self, the I am, but through I am, or through the truth. No one comes to the Father except through the portal, same portal of truth, as pure being. And you could also say, I am. I am is the portal by which one comes into time and space. It's a doorway into time and space where one can claim their identity, their true self-identity. And you can abide right there. I am. Try it. Try it. If you just say, I am, stop right there. It would be true. And that's the portal where where consciousness, where the kingdom of heaven, where your true nature identifies itself. I am. And this is what Jesus meant. Huh, I keep referring to Jesus because these are quotes that are in the New Testament that are actually accurate and they're true. And I would say that there's, maybe I'm not putting real math to it, but there's probably 20% of real good, real raw truth in the Bible. That may be a high number. I don't know, but there's some good stuff there. But when Jesus said that before Abraham was, or before Abraham, I am. And they go, oh, off with his head, crucify him. But this is true for all of us. We can all claim that same. So that is truth. What is truth? You are truth. And what's your access point to truth? Your access point to truth is through you. You don't look outside of you. You don't look, you might come to a teaching, you might come to a study group, a book study, one of our sessions with someone that is pointing the way. You might come there and discuss the truth, but that's not the truth. You might come to discuss A Course in Miracles. You might come to discuss what Ramana teaches, or Rupert, or Francis, or Jean Klein. That is not the truth. That's a pointing to the truth. You are the truth. You're not your body mind experience, but you consciousness, you awareness are the truth. And you can know this for yourself. As I was saying, that I am is the doorway into time and space, where consciousness, where truth, where your uh, pure awareness, where your primordial awareness reveals itself, even in a voice, with a voice to be able to say, I am. That same portal is the portal out of time and space. I am. And you can claim that. And when you claim it just by itself, it's the most, it's still not absolute pure, but it's the most pure. You could say I, but that really doesn't claim it as much as I am. And you can claim it as what you are. I am. Or you can claim it as a something that you are. You can qualify it with I am old. I am stupid. I'm sick. I am this. I am that. You can claim it and wished you hadn't claimed it like that, because the power of I am is it's like the orchestra leader of the power of the universe saying, "Oh, I am is sick." And it's like rubbing the genie saying, "Oh, I am wants this. I am wants to be tired. I am is a bodysuit. I am is a personal self identity." And this is where it gets kind of tricky, and we want to be really clear with wielding that I am statement in in front of the things that are true. We want to make sure that we are wielding the I am in the things that matter to our spiritual identity and our true nature. So if I was to ask you what is truth for you, how would you answer what is absolute truth for you? Can you find truth? Can it be found, or is it this uh, invisible energy that is only found in esoteric teachings? Can you claim the truth and know it for yourself? And is it just to be identified in your personal experience? Does the person experience the truth? That's a really kind of a good question. Do you experience truth as a person? I don't know. I don't. Well, I do know. I do have an opinion on that. But uh, is there a truth that remains consistent in you, that's unchanging, regardless of time or space, and or your personal individual perspective? Is there a truth that's available to you, like the one I've been suggesting? I am the way, the truth, and the life. Can you say that for yourself? And have a context for it. Oh, good. That's very good. Yes. Thank you, Amy. Truth is not found, truth is to be known. So, how does one know the truth? How would you know the truth that would that would give you the evidence to know? Is there a question that could be offered that would say, "Oh, well, if you have the answer to this question, you must know the truth"? Can I ask you a question and you would answer the question? I have a great question. We use it for the dyads. Um, without the use of memory, tell me about yourself. Without the use of memory, tell me about yourself. Why don't you write in the board what revealed itself to you? Oh man, this is so good. Yeah, I am here, presence. This is you guys have been reading the teacher's manual or something. These are good. Let me see if I can find the chat that shows these. I am here in truth. Yes. Truth is silence. Yes. That's true. Truth is silence. If you were to keep writing on the board if you want to make this a word statement for what revealed itself to you when I asked that question without the use of memory. Tell me about you. I am. Without the use of memory, just tell me about this present moment experience that reveals itself when you ask. Or you could even answer, who who am I? Ramana Maharshi's famous question. Who am I? What am I? I am. I am simply knowing. Total stillness. I love. I may not know what I am, but I am certain that I am. That's good. I love it. I am. I am love. Nothing more, nothing less. Yes. Yeah. Emptiness of being. Yeah. So what is truth? Truth is many things really, but in the context of this conversation, truth is the awareness of experience. Truth is accessing what we would call God or what we would call presence, and truth can be found in acts of of love, of kindness. Truth can be found. Truth is actually revealed in everyday circumstances, in situations that where love expresses itself. Uh, I know lots of people that know nothing about spiritual ideas, uh, Course in Miracles, Advaita, Bhagavad Gita, any of that. but they are expressing, they express their lives from a place of truth, of kindness. I think that verse that I mentioned, by their fruits you will know them, that is coupled with authentic reality, authentic truth. And truth is the truth we're talking about is not relative truth. It's not truth according to um, time and space and moral uh, code of conduct. The truth that we're talking about is the truth that uh, is reality. The difference between illusion, or the difference between time and space and what is called illusions or Maya, and absolute reality, or you could call it the real world. It's perception versus knowledge. And there's a great section in A Course in Miracles that is in the final chapter of the course, that's titled Recognizing the Spirit. And this is where the truth just it just cuts to the chase in the first sentence. You see with the flesh, you see with the body's eyes, and you recognize with the spirit. So that's where that just cuts to the chase right there. What you see as a body mind, what you see in perception, the things that you name, the objects of experience and the things that you put labels on, and the experience of duality, good and bad, right and wrong, that is seeing with the flesh. And truth is recognized in spirit. And there's a reading that first paragraph, I have it up here. It says you see the flesh or recognize the spirit. There's no compromise between the two. If one is real, the other must be false. For what is real denies its opposite. There's no choice in vision, and this is called Christ's vision, but you could just call it awareness. There's no choice in vision but this. What you decide in this determines all you see and think is real and hold as true. So the importance of understanding what truth is the importance of seeing as a body mind, seeing using perception, memory, and mostly uh, history as a uh, as an interpretation of your experience, or recognizing with spirit, recognizing as presence. And from there, you have access to a different listening device. You have a different listening device besides the ears and perception when you see with spirit. It says, what you decide in this determines all you see and think is real and hold as true. On this one choice does all your world depend. For here have you established what you are as flesh or spirit in your own belief. If you choose flesh, you never will escape the body as your own reality, for you have chosen that you want it so. So you want to be anchored to the bodysuit, and you want to be subject to the laws of time and space. You want to be subject to the interpretations that that gives you. And it says, all heaven bends to touch your eyes and bless your holy sight, that you may see the world of flesh no more, except to heal, comfort, and to bless. So the importance of what is truth in the absolute term is the difference between seeing with the eyes of perception and seeing with the experiences of time and space and our conditioned egoic self-identity, or seeing from a place of being, seeing from a place of recognizing our true nature. And why is that important? Except that it brings to us the it brings to us the access of all the tools in the universe, all the cool stuff that comes with knowing the self and being awake or living an awakened life experience. It sets aside the paradigm of our old thought system, and it brings into play the uh, the experience of time and space. It's still in a bodysuit. You still look the same when you look in the mirror, but you don't see what you are the same anymore. And your thoughts begin to change as well. Your thoughts no longer are attached to the meanings that you gave them or that were given in your conditioned self identity. Your thoughts, your feelings, your perceptions, everything changes. And now because your listening device is different, you no longer make decisions based on something that happened in the past or a memory. Now, you may use that. You may grab an experience, but it's going to be from the past. You may uh, use some reference that was very wise that would be helpful in this situation or that situation, but you're no longer listening uh, to the same voice that's going to tell you what to say in each situation. And each situation will be completely different and brand new because you're always going to be speaking and addressing your life experiences from a place that's informed by spirit. The old self has passed away. It's kind of like that born again phrase that Christians use, and this isn't saying anything against Christians, but it's just comes from the Christian theology of being born again. Old things pass away, and all things become new. You become a new creature. You become like born again, but Jesus isn't your savior. He's your brother. He's a he's you. His mind is your mind, and all minds are one mind in the truth of I am. That frequency that we find in the recognition of knowing the self and living in that vibration. So, what is truth? This is just one statement of truth that is made for this context. And if anyone has any questions, I'm available to have any kind of dialogue on this, so we can invite your comments as well. So who has questions? I think I really talked long enough before we have something to talk about further. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Bill. Thank you for this. I just put something from Atmananda in the chat. And it was you who introduced me to Atmananda, so I thought it would be appropriate. But it's the truth. Existence is the only thing that does not go out of existence. So existence is the truth itself. And it can't be existence without consciousness. Therefore, truth is consciousness, and truth, being objectless, is incapable of being felt. So it's peace that is the background of all feelings. That's about as basic as you can get.
Yeah,
And the only other thing I would say is that truth is an experience, isn't it? You have
yeah,
to feel the truth. You have to have the experience of knowing the truth. And I guess the closest thing that I can think of is that I do know I exist, which is from Francis Lucille. And
yeah.
I know I exist. I don't know what I am. I don't know where I came from, perhaps. I don't know, but I know I am. And so that's about the best I can do a lot of the time.
Well, that's that's the that's the evidence that everyone by which everyone can know that they know the truth. That's the only evidence that we have that is I can prove it to myself. Do I exist? And you can't deny the answer to that. Do I exist? Yes, that's the highest truth right there.
And do I remember being born? No. As
No,
far as I know, I've always existed. Do I remember death? No. No, I don't. So as far as I know, in the realm of my own knowing, I exist.
yeah,
And everything else is just hypothetical.
right. Yeah, yeah, that's good. Thank you for bringing that
Thank
and
you.
adding that Atmananda Krishna Menon to our what we're talking about here. That was
Well,
perfect.
thank you, Bill, for bringing him to all of us.
Yeah. Well, we have access to all of these great teachers, and what is truth for I mean, for to know what truth is, we have to really um, we have to ask the question, what is it, the truth about what? And it's not the truth. Do you know the truth about uh, whether you tell the truth or you know the truth in a relative sense? Uh, this is really asking or inviting people to look at the investigation of your self identity. Do you know yourself? Do you know that truth? So this is more very much a spiritual question and an existential question as well that we just proved that everyone has access to verify. Hi, Barbara. Welcome.
There. Okay. Hi. Um, I would say the truth. You know the truth because there's no idea attached to it. There's no concept attached to it. So if you stood, it's like what was his name? Reverend Tutu, Mandela's minister, Tutu.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, and he went into the prisons. And the one thing that always stood with me is that when he looked at prisoners or other people, He didn't have an idea of them. He had no concept of them. To me, that's true compassion, true truth, because it's not spoken. It's all in silence. There's nothing to convey to anyone. There's no identity in it. It's just life moving in itself. And you're open to that movement. And I think for years I used to hear people say, well, I'm speaking my truth. Truth. It's not, that would be your opinion, your concept, your idea of what you're going to say. But it wouldn't be, because there's only one truth.
Yeah.
And yes, it is existence. But in that existence, it's in silence and it's in stillness with no ideas, no concepts. It's emptiness. And it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And you put the relative truth question on the table, that is suggesting that that I live my truth. And I think the answer for that, to take that back off the table, because it doesn't really belong on the table of truth. The question is, who's is it the body mind truth? Is it the personal self identity truth? Because that is the imposter. That's the imposter self truth. Opinions and flavors and distinctions and colors and dualistic framework, all of that belongs to the imposter truth. There's the true truth is true, and it's only based on the absolute certainty of truth, and everything else is, if it's time and space based, that's not the truth that we're speaking of. And hi, Mary Beth, it's good to see you. Welcome.
Thanks, Bill. Um, I like the question that you asked, who are you? Who am I without any history? And that was like I had put in the chat, I am here. That there's no history, there's only now. And it just really it resonated with me that that's where God is now. All there is now, this eternal now. The Course speaks of it, and so many other wisdom traditions too. And to be in that knowing place, that's where I am now on my spiritual journey, on my spiritual awareness, my awakening. I can say I am and know it's true, and just really and embrace the divine that I am. It reminds me of, I don't know if it was talked about last week or in one of these conversations or something else, but the be still and know that I am God, when just to break that down, be still and know, be still and know I am, or even just say I am. And through the years, that has truly become my truth. That knowing that people have talked about, that experience. Truth is experience. Truth is, I like to think of it, truth is known in italics, because it's not the intellectual.
Yeah.
But I did go through the time when, for years, I was speaking my truth. I was living my truth. I was living my truth as I knew it. And then as I opened up more, I awakened more to truth with a capital T, I'll call it now. It changed that way. But part of my journey through all that, and this is also the way that I recognized and I got to learn the truth, I came to know the truth, was when I'd start reading things, right? I'd hear someone else talking, or I'd read something, especially whenever I saw something in black and white and it resonated deep within me. Truth. It's the truth I was looking for all my life, but in fact, it's only a remembering. But once again, it's that knowing, that's italics. So each person, I believe, they're in their truth. Right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I like that in this community, I think a lot of us are in that deeper truth, that eternal
Yes,
truth.
yes, yes. I see that across the board. This community is definitely living in this awakening experience and understanding and clarity around these things. And Mary Beth, you really brought even a little bit more clarity to that idea of living your truth, because the old paradigm, it had a kind of a liberation idea around it. I'm living my truth. This is who I am. This is me. I'm living my truth. And there's something that comes with awakeness and the true uh, living truth experience, where that liberation comes and that authentic ness comes with it. It doesn't get lost. It becomes actuated, and it becomes realized, and it brings with it authentic self-realized presence. It brings with it an energy that can't be defined by uh, Merriam-Webster. It comes with it that a resonant truth that transfers even through a Zoom meeting. It's that clarity of truth that transmits from itself as itself to itself. Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Hi, Sandra.
I I thought I'd raise my hand because what you just said. When you said, "Who am I?" and I thought I exist, but then another word came in. I thought I vibrate, and the words resonance and realization. I feel that life, and I feel it in the body. And when something is spoken, for example, when you said, by their fruits you shall know them, that was truth. That was truth. Truth came in. And yet it is conceptual because you put words to it. And when words make something a concept.
Yeah.
So I can't say that truth isn't a concept, because so many concepts, things I read, I hear you speak and I say, that's true. I get a feeling in my body, a conviction of truth. And I think that there's something about it vibrating. It's like I could be with someone, especially in this community, and they speak, and it doesn't even really matter what words they're saying. There's a vibration that comes through to me, and I feel it back, and it becomes all one thing.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just truth can be conveyed, and it can be conveyed through words. And that's how I got here in this
Yeah.
community. And concepts can be true.
Yeah. Well, concepts can point
Yes,
to what's
yes,
true.
yes.
Yeah. And words do have a vibrational frequency, because they're being conveyed from a place of truth. If I was speaking lies, that would have a vibrational frequency also. So it's pointing in this context, it's really pointing to the idea of what is truth. If we're asking the question, what is truth? It's not the words. There's you are truth. You are and when Jesus said that I am the way, the truth, and the life, that's the conveyance of what it's pointing to. It's 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 I am. It's not you in a body in it with a person's name, and it's not a concept, and it's not it's not something that you can locate. It just is. So it's pointing to the truth. Now, when what we're talking about as truth, that rings true. It's it's a resonance of what the truth is pointing to or speaking about.
Yes, and I recognize it. It's like, yes,
Yeah.
it's a recognition.
And it feels, you feel it because it's you.
I feel it right here, right in here. And it's almost like an excitement comes about too, because yeah, that's true. It brings up a whole new level of being.
Well, you know what you're describing, Sandra, is what comes with the awakening experience is a new listening device.
Mhm.
And we listen vibrationally. It's just what you were saying. You don't know what someone was saying. They could be speaking in a foreign language that you don't speak, and yet you're resonating with it,
Uh-huh.
because they're speaking the truth that resonates in spirit.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, oh, it's a great conversation. My mind wants to spin with it, but yet I don't want to spin with my mind. I just want to be in it. So,
Yeah. The important piece for or answer or consideration, contemplation for what is truth is really based on uh, knowing the self. Who am I? What am I? It really, that's where everything distills down to that question. Do I know my true nature? Do I know the self as as primordial awareness, as spirit, as my as me? What is truth? We're really the whole question is really to reveal that which can't be can only be pointed to and known.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Well, we have about 10 minutes left. If there's any other questions or comments, just raise your hand. As we're sitting as the truth, as awareness, we're just sitting in the truth. We're sitting in presence. I just finished a session with a bunch of some of you that are here practicing presence. And this is really living the truth. If we ask what is truth, it's living the experience of our true nature. It's living in not knowing, at least from the place of the intellectual mind, living in a place that's open and can be helpful to be a little bit humble, can be helpful to be wrong, or it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. living in truth and being authentic with it, being, being in my truth is stripping away the my and just living in truth allows for an open space of of love and presence to uh, come into that space and really make us our authentic self. Really have us, when we open the space of of living in truth, living as truth, living our authentic self, we may say something to someone that we would never say otherwise. We may but it may just be just the pure facts that doesn't hurt someone, but just helps them. Just to and it may be uncomfortable. We may say something that is uncomfortable. That's when you really want to be resting in truth, resting in self, resting in awareness, so that the truth reveals itself in the words that you say just by being itself. And often that's our new position in life after awakening occurs, is being able to share from a place that's not egoic centered, egoic driven, that it's not identified. It's not coming from a reference that we have in our repertoire of great things to say if somebody says this or that. But it comes from this authentic listening that we have available. And all of us have it, but we mostly haven't practiced developing it, haven't really exercised it. In stillness is where it's found. In stillness, in quiet, the Course in Miracles has this great statement somewhere in the text where it says that all things in quiet are all things resolved. So living in truth, living in presence, living as awareness is living in quiet presence. Just it doesn't mean that you don't use your mouth, but your mouth is presenting the truth as it's inspired by living it, by being the truth that you are. And it's just it's a lived experience of abiding in the self as the self. So what is truth? What else is truth? Is there anything else we can add to that? To that question? I am the way, the truth, and the life. I would say meditation is living in that truth. I would say that really abiding. Oh, wait a minute. There's another, I can't read that. Oh, there's a neither creation nor destruction, neither destiny nor free will, neither path nor achievement. This is the final truth, Ramana Maharshi. Yeah, the truth in the context of this question is really geared to point us to our true nature, to that we are the truth. And we learn to walk in it, we learn to rest in it and abide in it in quiet. We receive and know the truth that sets us free. So we have access to our I am frequency simply by abiding. Truth is, yes. The truth is, and so it is. So if we rest in the truth, I always just uh, put my hand on the heart, and if you close your eyes, you can rest in the truth of your I am nature, just allowing whatever is happening to happen. If there's someone in the room, if you have strangers, if you're in a strange place, you probably wouldn't have your eyes closed, but in the quietness and the privacy of your home, you can find this resting place as awareness. This is the truth. This is the access point to the truth. You don't need long hours of meditation. You just need this holy moment, this holy instant of attention in the stillness, what we've been talking about, in the quiet, in awareness. And you can rest as the truth that gives you freedom. When you're resting as the truth in this place, more is revealed, more characteristics flow to and through this one who is abiding as the truth. It's no longer something that you reach for. It's something that you live in and abide in. And for a while, you may have eyes closed and meditation experience as the mechanism for the feeling that comes with knowing the truth and being the truth. But then, as eyes open, you can be in the presence of a busy restaurant, checkout counter, a conversation with a friend or family member, or anything can be happening. And you can have your eyes wide open, living and being the truth of what you are. And this listening turns itself on. Truth turns it on. Truth turns wisdom on. Truth turns itself on as you, and you begin speaking from a new place. No longer you would listen and watch what comes out of your mouth and even the feelings that you have. Once truth is turned on as your true nature, you say things differently, you act differently. You're not the same person that you once were. So what is the truth? We'll go back to the very beginning. You are the truth. Now we get to walk in it. And thank you. Thank you all for joining with me today, with all of us. And thanks for your input. It was awesome and invaluable. And thank you, Cindy, for doing all the stuff in the background for us. Bye, everyone.